at you, I think of, guess what? Minnal Murali. Do you get a lot of that?
I do get a lot of that. Like probably Minnal Murali is the movie of mine which a lot of people has watched. Maybe it's my first movie for many of them.
Yeah, which is true. It was your first movie for me too. And what a spectacular film. So now I imagine you in a superhero avatar, which is good in a way.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And absolutely opposite of Minnal Murali, we have you playing one of us, a journalist. So what was that like for you?
It was a challenging character for me. I'm not used to this kind of performances, but because of that itself, I tried and rehearsed a lot. I had to take a small training to improve my diction and body language, and I had to play left-hander in this movie. I had to look different in two different like time zones of the movie. Like when I'm a struggling or partially successful journalist, I have to be this calm, frustrated. His frustration is seen on his face, but not he is not letting it out, but we can see the small frustration on his face. So I had to be very controlled in that particular area. And when I transformed into this media head, I'm this restless, like egoistic, narcissistic. That transformation, playing two different kind of two different variations of the same character. It was challenging, but that's what gives us satisfaction. I got enough time to prepare. Like I got 3-4 months. They gave me Aashiq and the director and Uniyat and the writer. Both of them gave me a lot of inputs, a lot of minor details of the character, so that I could get into the skin of the character much easily. And I kept on practicing by reading out Malayalam books loudly, so that I can prepare my vocal cord for all these shouting and screaming stuff. Yeah.
Because news these days is a lot about shouting, you know. On the other hand, you have to shout to be heard. On the other hand, some channel says you don't need to shout to be heard. But the common thing about all the news these days is what the tagline of your movie is: allegations first, explanations later. And I heard you say, and I so agree with that, the only thing that makes me want to read something is when they have a question mark. That's a question mark when you read it. Personally, as someone who is in the news himself for his work, which is like the weirdest thing you've read about yourself, or have you not?
No, I've been in the news for various reasons, but yeah, a lot of weird things happen, but I don't want to keep it in my mind, and I don't want it to disturb me. Like I don't want my attention to be like shifted from whatever I'm doing currently. So I don't keep it in my mind. I know, especially when I did this movie, I could think as someone from this industry. I mean, like a journalist, and I could understand a lot of pressure and a lot of competition happening in this industry, which makes them do a lot of stuff.
But sadly, news these days is about sensationalism, clickbait, and those question marks. I totally agree with what you were saying. It's fiction. I think we see reality on screens. I mean, so much, I think, you know.
Even I read it somewhere, even the history, what we learn is a set of convenient lies.
Totally agree with that. Sometimes we also want to whitewash and stonewash and blackwash and brownwash everything just to say it did not exist. That's what you are trying to say, yeah. But, you know, the interesting thing about you is, which you've also admitted, is the unpredictability of you as an actor. And also one thing, a quote of yours that really impressed me was for someone in movies like Virus and Lucifer, who did a supporting character while he was the lead in other films. You don't want people to dictate how you work. Does that still apply? Because now I know you're flooded with roles to reach.
Yes, I might do small roles, villain characters. I might do supporting characters. See, it's all about my satisfaction when I'm working. Like, yes, I'm working to entertain people. When they are entertained, I'm getting this kind of satisfaction. But I don't want to be stereotyped. I don't want to be predictable. I don't want to do similar kind of characters again and again. I'll get bored of it. Then how can I expect people who watch my movies to be entertained? So I want to entertain them. For that, I have to be unpredictable. So I have tried this from the beginning of my career. When I got a break as a lead character, I kept on doing small characters and villain characters, whichever I thought are relevant in the movie, and whichever movies I thought was relevant or were good. And still I got a lot of lead character offers again and again, so I didn't lose anything by doing small characters or supporting characters. So I think my strategy is not very bad, and I used to have this unpredictability back when I was not very successful. But success, I think it's a trap. Once you're successful, you're forced to do certain kind of characters, and so that the producers who spend a lot of money on us. When I'm being the face of a cinema, I have a lot of responsibilities more than my satisfaction.
You do realize in the lockdown when Minnal Murali came.
Yes.
130, streamed across 99 and 130 countries. It was number one on the charts. Even people who were not used to watching Malayalam films, I had friends calling me saying, we are watching that because, it was nice to see our own Desi homegrown hero. Do you think that has also, and with success also comes a lot of expectations. Expectations lead to a lot of anxieties. So how is it working out for you these days?
Yes, expectations are my responsibilities now. I understand that. But still, I don't want to do movies which you expect. Again, I will be predictable then. I don't want to be predictable. So maybe but the minimum quality that you expect, we need to cater it. That we are aware of. I'm aware of it, and I'll be like, I'm constantly competing with myself. Whatever character I do, I'm competing with myself, and whichever movie comes out, I want my performance in that movie to be named as Tovino Thomas's best performance till date. So that's what I'm trying in every movie of mine. But yeah, like, I'm not forcing anyone to like my performance, but I'm trying. If that works out, I'll be satisfied and happy.
I don't think you need to try. They're already liking it, and I'm not kidding you. December, the only person whose name I heard from people was Tovino Thomas, and Happy was Minnal. Literally, Happy was Minnal Murali. So the soundtrack was playing everywhere. It was just like Tovino Thomas and Minnal Murali. And the thing is also in the lockdown. I mean, I've been covering cinema for years. As I told you, grew up in the South. So I was versed with Malayalam cinema. And we know it's not South regional cinema, it's Indian cinema. But for people, suddenly the lockdown, their introduction to Malayalam cinema came through watching, say, the movies that were on the OTT platforms. Now going forward, what is the secret formula that Malayalam cinema has that the other cinemas have not been able to crack?
I don't know. Maybe our audience are very critical, so we are trained to focus more on the content and the quality of the movies. So we are constantly trained in such a way by the audience. So we all, as a team, will try to meet that expectations in quality and content. Maybe that's what keeps us. Top in the game. As you said, I'm not stating it.
No, top of the game, and also the stories have been very ahead of their times. The stories are also very taut and realistic. So I do understand, often Bollywood looks at the South remakes.
It's not just this generation, like
also,
it's like that, yeah. So now we are reaping the benefits of whatever our seniors, our pioneers did.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they showed us this way, how to do movies, and we are just following it using our presence of mind and our creativity.
True. And finally, people have now been able to jump that little 1 meter thing that they have of the subtitles and making an effort, which is also phenomenal. Also another thing is they say, Malayalam actors don't promote their movies much. You've seen the Bollywood now, the 20, 40 promotions happening, one. So
actually, we do. in Kerala we do. But with Minnal Murali, I think I realized that a lot of people outside Kerala also want to watch Malayalam movies. There are a lot of people who follow and love Malayalam movies. So again, it's my responsibility to promote my movie and not to brag about the movie, but instead I want everyone who may watch this movie to know that this movie is releasing on this particular date. So I try my best, even if I'm shooting, even if I would say a very hectic schedule, I try and make myself free at least for a day, and that's how I came for Nardan Promotions in Mumbai. We did one premiere, and I gave some 15 to 17 interviews in a go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. But now, honestly, tell me what works for you. Is it the director, is it the script, or the length of your role? I know the length of the role doesn't matter.
Well, not length of the role. It's the director, the script, it's the script writer, and it's the team. Basically, it's a team. And if I trust the team, I try and push my limits to whatever extent they want me to do. And yeah, that's it. It's a team. Cinema is a collective art.
Absolutely.
And that's why I don't want to do one-man shows, because I personally don't enjoy such movies nowadays. Because when I work in this industry, I believe it's a collective art, and there should be a lot of characters. There should be a lot of amazing actors to share the screen space with.